Hello everyone, my name is Luis, and today my group's going to be focused on the 8 ways of lean construction. My group teammates are Akshay and Sarah, and they're going to be talking about the different types of wastes.
Lean construction introduces the idea to improve efficiency in construction projects by focusing on improving certain aspects. The Lean Construction Institute of Canada defines waste as, in the eyes of the customer, anything that doesn't add value to the final product or service. For example, unnecessary movement of people, items, or information. The 8 types of waste are transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, and defects in skills. By applying the concepts of lean construction, we can help to control and eliminate wastes present on a project to improve the overall production efficiency.
All right, so transportation waste. Transportation waste basically involves mainly on unnecessary movement of materials. It doesn't have to be just materials. It can be movement of people, tools, items. Moreover, further distances than necessary. It is excessive movement that can lead to product damage, unnecessary work, and basically just people get exhausted as well. Transportation waste has a lot of effects or problems, let's say. It could create a lot of loss of time, energy, income, labor. Of course, it has more effects than solutions, as you can see. One of the solutions could be just in time delivery or eliminating overproduction. Although transportation waste cannot be completely removed, it is possible to just reduce the amount of it.
Inventory is defined by the Lean Construction Institute of Canada as stock on hand, often divided between raw materials inventory, work in progress, and finished goods inventory. Raw materials are the individual products that go into making the finished product. Work in progress materials are between raw materials and finished goods inventory are the final products, which are the final step of the assembly line. Overproduction of inventory in construction contributes to waste of resources because materials will then get left on-site, off-site, or at fabrication yards, which will then contribute to the waste. Projects often call for a certain amount of product on hand, but too much can tie up storage space, which will then require extra handling and can cost money. By using lean principles, we can reduce the waste due to excess inventory. Planning the production flow of inventory through control helps by monitoring the production of materials to assure that enough material will be present on time and no sooner with limited excess. Sometimes excess material can be used in other projects. However, if materials get delivered too soon or need to be taken away, it takes up space and costs money. Using on-time material delivery methods ensures that materials will not arrive sooner than they are needed and be stockpiled on site. Project schedules that manage resources will also help by coordinating continuous flow.
All right, so next we're going to be looking at motion waste, and honestly is one of the most common examples of waste on our job sites. It basically refers to the extra steps taken by people to accommodate an inefficient process, defect, rework, reprocessing, overproduction, or even excessive inventory. Motion place takes time and adds no value to the product or service. It is also a result of extra steps taken by people to finish their work. This includes the time they spend looking for tools or materials or even just information. All right, so next we're going to be looking over a couple ways to identify motion waste on your work site. One of the best ways to identify this is to gather different workers from different areas of your work site and just ask them if they notice themselves taking unnecessary steps to complete a task, or which changes do you think should take priority to them. This process could accomplish two things. It could show them that It could show the workers that their input and experiences matter to management. It could also give you a realistic understanding of what's going around in your job site. All right, so next we're going to be looking at a couple examples on motion waste. One example can be sorting through a pile of tools to find the right one. Can be reaching across a workbench to grab a tool. This can cause a lot of fatigue or just extra unnecessary steps. Um, Also, unnecessary meetings. Of course, there's some solutions to this, but there is more negative like impacts towards this. But we can help this by refining the workflow and processes. We can also reduce the number of times workers bend over it by creating adjustable scaffolding. We can also create new work tools to help just save time.
A lot of time gets wasted in the construction process when lack of coordination leaves a party waiting. Projects rely on the completion of one activity before the start of another, which can lead to a gap in time if one crew is delayed by waiting for another to finish their part. Waiting for materials to be delivered also causes delay. Beyond the construction process, waiting for RFI communication, timesheets for payrolls, and all other forms of any sort causes delay in the overall process. Some delays are beyond control, such as being unable to work due to weather. However, applying lean concepts can help to mitigate the waste due to inactivity. Communication and coordination are key to improving production in this case. Organizing project delivery to ensure that deadlines are met reduces instances where the overall project gets delayed due to certain tasks not being on time. Coordinating and controlling on-time delivery also helps to ensure that materials and equipment will be delivered on time. This is effectively scheduling the production process while designing the construction project. Having access to real-time information from any location or device helps break down the wait time for anyone on the project who is waiting for information. RFIs can be more efficient if a system is implicated to organize the requests for information. Limit one issue per RFI to keep it simple and allow subcontractors and consultants to voice their questions. Organizing a number system to record RFIs is also important in the project-wide register to coordinate the delivery of information. Overall, waiting for RFIs can be made more efficient by enforcing an organizational system that streamlines the flow of information. Finally, decentralizing is an important lean concept that helps to mitigate waste and improve the overall project. Employing transparency and utilizing all project participants will help to identify where delays will occur to help reduce them.
All right, so next we're going to be looking at overproduction. Overproduction is the worst of the seven waste of lean manufacturing, in my opinion. Overproduction is basically the making of products into greater quantity or before it's actually needed, which leads to excessive inventory. Usually companies do this because of poor quality material. So, like I said, overproduction is, in my opinion, the worst of the seven waste as it obscures all of the other problems within your process. Okay, so next we're going to be looking at overproduction solutions and effects that overproduction has in our industry or construction sites. So, of course, one of the first problems or effects is we order more supplies than necessary just in case. And this usually is because, let's say, a material comes out with poor quality and we tend to use more the better materials, so we of course order more. Another effect could be overstaffing, overshipping, and just like fear of making change. One of the solutions, as you can tell, there is more effects than problems and solutions. The first step in to realize it's to realize that we're doing it. And we need to understand that often planning our own delays in large batches just because we always have done so is not right. Um, Solution is creating more reliable plan or a process. And second, we can also make smaller batch sizes, or like I said, just order less material. Um, so yeah.
Overprocessing in construction produces waste in a few ways that can be controlled and limited using lean construction concepts. Repeating given tasks or information and handling materials more than necessary, such as paperwork and RFIs, leads to overprocessing. Coordinating the workflow helps to eliminate the waste of time and resources that occurs by repeating the tasks or doing redundant tasks. Overprocessing adds to the cost of materials, labor, energy, space, time, and other resources. The biggest causes of overprocessing are overly complex project designs, lack of communication, and misunderstanding the requirements. Once the source of overprocessing is identified in a construction project, finding a way to stop or eliminate the waste is important. Finding an effective approach to limiting miscommunications and misunderstandings can help to prevent waste due to overprocessing. Finally, decentralizing the project to better communicate with participants through transparency and empowerment significantly benefits the project. Gaining the input of the owner and other participants will reduce miscommunications and misunderstandings.
So I will take it over from Sarah. So we will talk about defects now. Defects are like incorrect work that need to be redone or rework, or this can be a material, maybe damaged material or punch list item. Defect can be costly for for a construction project, so it's better to check our defects properly because it can be devastating for both to cash flow and more importantly reputation. So how we reduce our defects? We first of all catch it early. It's it's easier to neglect. It's easier to nullify your defects when you catch it early. Like, well, if you are building a building and there is any fault with the foundation, it's better to check during pouring than after finishing up with the foundation. And we should make our workers so they have like leadership qualities and we don't have an atmosphere of fear. Check your materials, like hopefully you already inspecting all materials as they delivered. If they are new, the process is simple. Don't accept faulty materials. If the lumber is wrapped or the insulation is damaged, you don't accept it. Now, remove variations. Lean tactics often overlap several waste. Standardizations is key in avoiding overprocessing, but it's just as useful for tackling defects. Construction can often feel like herding cats, so a shift to learner thinking from all parties need to be precocide. There may be several right ways to do something, but there is only one best way. The best way is achieved through balancing efficiency with quality to avoid defects. So now lean thinking. Lean construction is about putting the value of the project above the needs of the individual stakeholder. It seeks to replace the feudal system of each contractor looking out for themselves with a more decentralized model of authority where each partner take their commitment to overall value seriously. So eighth waste of lean is skills. The eight lean waste includes failing to make you use of talent, imagination, or expertise of people on a project. This is not one of the traditional seven waste, but now commonly accepted as an additional waste. Your people are your greatest asset, and they should empowered and listen to in situation that could benefit from their strengths. What are the causes of underutilized talent? The main thing is structure of organization. It's depend on the how organized structure themselves. Like some organizations are like we have a veto power, and whether the boss or manager talk to the employee and take their ideas. It's very important in the industry. Working in a vacuum, if like person is working alone all the time, not seeking any help from anyone, not asking for any ideas, or because it's if you have a different ideas, you can make a project way more better than only one idea. Resistant towards culture of reward, that is a one thing. One more thing, like if someone is doing a good job, companies should give a rewards. Right, they should be like rewards like monthly basis or whatever. It's very important for so people can speak up with their ideas and help the company to grow. Here is a solution for underutilized talent. Leadership training. The company should give leadership trainings to their employees so they can give their ideas to the company so they can lead to the good projects. They can lead a whole team. And inclusion of employee ideas. The company should take the employees' ideas to their work, like what they think about the project, what they think about the construction, like idea of construction. That's really very important. Employee feedback, like feedback of employee, like how company is working and how's everything is going on. Because there, I already said that thing, like an idea or a different idea is a big thing. If you have a different ideas for a single thing, that is much better. Overall productivity, we can if we have if we share our ideas, if we use that talent, our productivity will grow, the productivity of the company will grow, and that will help company in the future. My good idea program is like a kind of program. You can like set up a program so people can come and they share their ideas, and whoever have best idea can win a reward or something. That's a good thing to do for like just to use a underutilized talent in the companies. Thank you very much. So ways to help eliminate waste. Visualize content, like visualize whatever we're doing detailed during our project and talk about it. Talk about like share your ideas and talk about like whatever the problem is, because you can come to any solution. Do not give up on anything. It's better not to give up, like yeah, if thing is going like you're losing time or something, don't give up. Try better, try hard. Share your ideas. It's better to share your ideas. What ideas do you have? And it's project manager also like get the ideas from the employer for the project to do the project better. And thank you very much for the presentation.